Exist that
All right, so if we're all ready, we can commence the meetings. I know people have to go sell fudge or something, or whatever you're doing. All right.
Tonight.
You ready, Saugus TV?
Go for it.
Good evening, Saugus. Welcome to the November Library Board of Trustees meeting. We are here in the very cozy and comfy Brooks room. You can't see a picture of Mr. Brooks, but he's over here in the corner. And I would like to call this meeting to order at 6:05 p.m. Trustee Ferringo, would you mind taking the roll?
Sure. Director Tebow.
Present.
Trustee Ferringo is present. Chair Sullivan.
Present.
Trustee Murray.
Present.
Trustee Bell.
Present.
Trustee Dion is absent, excused. Happy birthday, Jake.
Happy birthday. And in terms of new business, well, first we'll do the minutes from the October meeting before we tuck into the new business.
Yes.
So, anyone have any, I think, Gail, do you have any amendments to the?
Yes.
Yes, on number 2, we're going to rewrite that to be more specific as to what we approved.
So I'm making a motion to amend the minutes from October 9th. Item number 2 should say, motion to approve Michael Sullivan as chair.
Thank you.
The reign of terror continues. One more year.
Because it says to approve Trustee Bell.
You want to take over?
No, I'm good.
Sure. Yeah. This is right here.
Do I have a second?
Right here.
Second.
Good.
Okay. All in favor of editing the minutes as stated by our trustees here? All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion passes. Minutes will be amended by Trustee Ferringo. And we don't have any members of the public. Someday we'll have some. And then we can move to the main event, which is the monthly financial statement by Director Tebow.
Mr. Chairman, if you'll look in your packets on page 3, you'll see the Saugus Public Library financial summary for FY 2026 as of November 15, 2025. Spending is on course for this time of year. Not anticipating any problems. Everything seems to be going the way it should.
Okay. Nothing. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. Any comments for Director Tebow? If not, we can proceed to the November Library Director's Report.
And my write-up is on page 1, it's on the backside of the agenda for the meeting. We sadly had another resignation on our staff, October 25th. Our children's librarian, Catherine Walton, resigned to accept a full-time position as head of youth services at the Beebe Memorial Library in Wakefield. Big loss for us. She was great. The report says that we're currently interviewing candidates. In fact, we finished our interviews yesterday. We have selected a candidate, and we're doing background now on that. So hopefully we'll have a replacement in place by the first week of December, not later than the second week, we hope.
Is the candidate from Saugus?
No. Some good news, the foundation established by Andrew Carnegie, the Carnegie Corporation of America, is going to be giving us a $10,000 gift and to a bunch of almost all the other Carnegie libraries nationwide in commemoration of the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. We can expect to receive the check in January from that, and we can use that money however we wish to celebrate the anniversary, further our mission, and benefit the community. Don't have plans for it right yet. We can talk about that. That'll be deposited into the donation account. A little bit of background. We're a Carnegie library because the original building that was here on this site was funded by the Carnegie Corporation back in gosh, 1916, I think is when they
Oh, wow.
did it. I've gone on their website before, and you can see a map that has a location of each of the Carnegie libraries in the country. If you click on ours, you click on archives, you'll see all the letters, kind of the back and forth between the then town government and certain key people in town and the people at the Carnegie Foundation in New York on trying to get into landing, if you will, on how much money they were going to spend and what the building they were going to construct would look like. It's kind of interesting, and it's a long slog through it. It took me, I don't know, maybe half an hour to read through it, but it's funny, back in those days, all you did was write letters. You never talked on the phone. You didn't send emails. So anytime somebody would ask you a question, you had to send a letter back to them. So it just went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth for a long time. So interesting reading there anyway. So yeah, we're happy about this. $10,000 is always nice. I don't know if we use that for a specific purpose or if it's something we want to just kind of hang on to and use for other larger scale projects we've got planned coming up, like the painting, the carpeting, all that. So we can talk about that. Doesn't have to be spent in January, but the check will come in January.
Excellent.
Our longtime main supplier of books, a company called Baker & Taylor, went out of business last month after more than 200 years they've been in business. I don't think we've always been a customer of theirs, but they've been around for 200 years, so they were around for 200 years. A stroke of luck, we had already established an account with a comparable vendor, Ingram Library Services, back in 2023, so we were able to pivot to them as our primary book supplier and really didn't miss much of a step in the transition on it. Background on the company, they've been kind of foundering for a couple of years. They, like a lot of companies, came out of the pandemic in not super great shape. And they tried to do a sort of a pivot where they were going to do more database type stuff, and they really didn't put a lot of products out there that anybody wanted to use. So their debt piled up. They weren't able to pay the publishers. The publishers stopped sending books. And, from there, it just kind of goes downhill. So this is the second major vendor that we've lost in the last couple of years. This one wasn't quite as traumatic as it was last year when we had to switch from Plymouth Rocket to Assabet for the calendar and that stuff.
Okay.
But still, it was remarkable. We're in the very final stages now of the strategic planning process. You'll note that attached to the packet in front of you and emailed to everybody on the board earlier this week are the strategic goals and objectives for the strategic plan, which is going to run from 2026 to 2031. These were written by our consultant who's doing a lot of the grunt work for us here, Barbara Levis, along with myself and Head of Reference Services, Lisa Lejeune. This is the third version of the document, the one that I sent to you. And I'll be asking the board to deliberate on and approve these goals at tonight's meeting. We'll be talking about that under new business, is that correct?
Yes.
And I had said earlier that I would present the plan at the January 8th meeting. However, in talking to Barbara earlier this week, we determined that that probably isn't going to happen. We're a little bit behind on some of the other stuff leading up to the main plan, so I anticipate being able to provide that to the board for approval. This will be the whole plan with indices and everything for the January meeting of the Board of Trustees. The library will be closed at 1 p.m. on Wednesday, November 26th, which is next Wednesday, and will remain closed through Friday the 28th in observance of the Thanksgiving holiday. Reopen on Saturday the 29th at 9 a.m. And as we approach budget season, I plan to present a first very, very rough draft of what our 2027 budget submission will look like. Hard to believe we're already talking about fiscal year 2027. But I'll have a very early look at it at the December 11th board meeting. Anticipate we'll be getting guidance from town hall sometime in the week or so following that meeting, and then I'll have to have something in probably before the end of December to the town manager, meet with the town manager, the town treasurer, and the accountant sometime in January, early February, in advance of the town manager taking the budgets to the Board of Selectmen. And that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, thank you. Any comments, concerns?
Yeah, I have one on the Carnegie Corporation. You know, I bet a lot of people don't know about our association with and foundation with Carnegie. I'm wondering if maybe we want to get that information out either through the Historical Society or through our front page. I would think people would be interested in knowing.
Yeah, I think
history.
people, I agree with you. I think people would too. And that had kind of occurred to me, but I wasn't really ready to do anything with it. I was thinking maybe a display downstairs or something like that, but there's a lot of documents there, so it might be something that we could better do in an online format for sure.
Could be.
Yeah. And I don't think that people outside of the library world realize, the impact that Andrew Carnegie had on public libraries. I mean, he started doing this in the early part of the last century. Public libraries really didn't come into being much in the United States until about the mid-1850s. I'm not going to give, I have a whole speech on this that I've given people before. I'm not going to do it tonight. But he was the first one who made it affordable for a lot of communities to have them. A lot of places had these little public libraries in a room at town hall or something like that, or in a basement at the police station or something like that in town. And he made it possible for places to have a separate actual building where they could do it. And he made them in a sort of humble yet grandiose style. So House of the People, that sort of thing. Very important contribution to the landscape. And you'll see a lot of libraries here in the Commonwealth that have the original Carnegie building in the front and then bump outs in the back where they've added wings on and stuff like that. And it was something that they considered for this building back in 1996, 97 when they were planning the construction of this building. But the decision they made was that ultimately the old building wasn't really suitable for an addition of this size on the back. So what they did was they created the facade we have now, which is the front half of the building, and it looks an awful lot stylistically like the original building did. There are pictures of the old one downstairs on a wall behind the circulation desk where you can see it. A lot of the features are the same.
Alan, why don't you videotape what you're saying now and expand upon it as you do in your speeches and add that to our website?
Do you want me to videotape or do you want me to be videotaped?
Well, there you go. Decide which you like better. I think that would be
We'll get Bill
interesting.
out there to read.
Sure. Write the script, I'll do it. I love to talk.
I think it'd be interesting for people, and especially to see the head librarian here.
Yeah.
Well,
Giving that
it's funny,
information out.
people don't think about it.
No, they don't.
They don't. And this is really a very, very beautiful building, in my opinion. I thought so from the first time I walked in.
You could use the studio at Saugus TV.
We'll get Andrew Whitcomb to interview you.
Andrew Whitcomb can interview, you could use, they have a nice studio, little round table.
No, it's being serious.
I'm serious,
I
I
am
work.
too.
We could use their studio.
He has a show, he could interview you. That's
That'd be
not-
perfect. People will watch it because people love Andrew.
Yeah.
So, all right. Excellent.
And get a copy and
Thanks
put it
for
on our library
motion approved.
website.
Motion approved.
Thank you for committing me to this.
Yeah, you've been voluntold.
All right.
All right, so,
Sounds good.
any other questions for Director Tebow, concerns? Okay, well, thank you, Director Tebow. And then for new business is the strategic plan goals, which, as Director Tebow mentioned, are included in the packet.
These are just the goals and some basic supporting objectives. There's not a lot of depth to this, but the direction I think you can see is there. Those of you who worked with me on the last one, particularly Gail and Mike, remember that we went through and we went year by year and we mapped out exactly how we were going to get all these things done. And like all good plans, it didn't really survive the first contact with the enemy, if you will. It's like we went into it with a good, and it just became this big unwieldy document we couldn't work with anymore. So what I want to do this time is have these goals and objectives to start with, and then I'm not sure yet, we haven't really talked about it, a quarterly basis, a semi-annual basis, but certainly an annual basis, sit down, map out what we want to accomplish for that year, and then figure out how we're going to get those goals accomplished, each step toward trying to get what we want to do, or trying to maintain a service if that's what the goal is doing, instead of establishing something new. So let me just give a really rough brush over on this. I know you've probably already read this. The genesis for all of this came out of key focus areas that we identified earlier this year when we were doing the community and staff input, the focus groups, the SOAR exercises, the surveys, all of those things. And what we found by analyzing all that data is that we figured out kind of what the library's strengths and weaknesses and opportunities for growth were. So these focus areas gave us, 8 basic areas that we've looked at, that we're going to look at. One of the first is staffing and resources. Second is community engagement and visibility. Third is programs and services for all ages. Fourth, technology and digital access. The fifth will be facilities and space. The sixth will be staff development and growth. The seventh will be community partnerships and collaboration. And the eighth will be sustainability and funding stability. And I think those are going to be important going forward. Our draft strategic goals, the first will be for the first part of the year, or for the whole plan anyway, and what we'll look at on a year-by-year basis is enhancing staff capacity and organizational resilience. What we're talking about here is strengthening our staffing structure so that we have more sustainable operations and maintain and promote exceptional services. The second is to deepen community engagement and public awareness. And what we want to do here is expand our outreach and visibility to ensure that all residents of the town are aware of and connected to the library and its resources. The third is to deliver dynamic, inclusive programs and services. So we're going to offer a balanced mix of programs that reflect the interests and needs of Saugus residents. We do that now. We can do better.
Yeah.
The fourth will be to invest in technology and digital innovation. I mean, everything moves very, very fast these days. Technology becomes obsolete in a very short period of time. So our goal is going to be to modernize our technology to enhance the user experience, accessibility, and operational efficiency. Fifth, optimizing library spaces for comfort, learning, and connection. As I said earlier, I think this is a very beautiful building. However, we may not be using it as effectively as we should. We have some glaring weaknesses, particularly in terms of private study areas and things like that people want to have. Also, there's a lot of things that we find it difficult to do because we don't have the space for it. Library of things, where do you put the things? I mean, we're really at a minimum on storage space in the building. I think I have more closet space in my condominium than we do in this building. So there's a lot that we can do there.
I like movable stacks.
Movable stacks, yeah.
Because you can have events up here or downstairs.
Yeah, it's just a matter of the mechanism we have to do it, and it gets better and more feasible, each generation of development on that. I mean, originally you had to put in this heavy architecture where you had tracks and all the stuff that you move them on, and now it's a little bit easier. So we'll look at that, figure out as much as we can
out
do.
there.
We're also going to empower and invest in the library staff. So we're going to support professional growth, collaboration, and innovation among staff members. Seventh is to strengthen our partnerships and community collaboration. We do quite a bit with various organizations in the community. We'd like to do more. And eighth, to ensure financial stability and sustainable growth. We're going to look at how we're funded, come up with ways that we might be able to better enhance that, and how we might use those funds to do things that we need to do. So those are the basics of it. And together we think that these things will position us to build on strengths while addressing emerging community needs. And the plan that we're putting together is going to guide decisions, partnerships, and investments over the next 6 years. So
I like it.
that's my short on the goals and objectives.
It's a lot cleaner than our previous.
Yeah.
We get better at it every time.
Yes, you do it a couple times.
It'll give us more flexibility, and we'll be able to react more quickly, I think, to it than we had to before.
I like that.
In the old one, didn't we have, didn't didn't we have it laid out on how we were going to achieve each of the goals and the timeline associated with each one?
Mhm.
And so you're gonna.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna go forward and on an annual basis, we're gonna come up with specific tasks that we're going to do to get there, the plan of how we do it. What I found was that by laying everything out like that, way ahead of time, is that when you get 3 years down the road, a lot of the stuff just isn't relevant
No, I
anymore.
mean year to year.
Yes, yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna do
you're
it
gonna
on a
do it
year-to-year
year.
basis.
Yeah.
And we can talk about how often I put together an action plan for publication to put out there. There's different places do it in different ways, and we can talk about that early in the new calendar year and figure out, how you guys want me to handle this.
Yep, excellent. I think it's good. Because, staffing's important.
Will you be engaging the foundation along with the Friends and the Trustees?
Yes.
You asked my question. You read my mind.
How do you like that?
Scary. The foundation is technically not a foundation anymore. Or something.
Well, they're still the foundation. They changed their tax status, but they're still a
Okay, they're not a
foundation.
501c3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were a public charity before, much like the Friends are now, and now they're
Okay.
more of a private corporation.
Got it, okay.
But their charter really hasn't changed.
Okay. All right, any other comments on the focus for the strategic plan? This looks great. Very well written. I remember the last time, I felt like we're trying to organize a dictionary into something, right? It was like, take the dictionary and condense it.
Yeah.
And this is, so-
We had some long afternoons in this room.
Yes, I almost took up alcohol again. Is that bad? Let's see. So, if no one else has any other questions, we give a vote to approve the key points. So if I could have a motion to approve the focus areas as provided by Director Tebow.
Motion to approve the motion, motion to approve this.
And can someone second the motion?
Second.
All in favor? Say approving this motion?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Excellent. Yeah, this is very good, Alan. Thank you.
Thank you.
And sorry, Clark, you're not going to be here for an hour. So our next meeting could be on December 11th.
Okay.
I know everyone's busy with the holidays.
That's far enough away.
Yeah, so you can,
Yeah,
do you have like
that's
Christmas
good.
party?
good.
Bill,
Sounds good right
do you have the DOT Christmas party with Santa flying in?
Nope, that's on the 13th.
Excellent.
I will be the Grinch.
Yeah, the Grinch.
There you go.
Perfect. So we could do December 11th, 6 o'clock.
6 p.m. It's actually already on the calendar.
It's on
Excellent.
the calendar.
Perfect. And I'll try to pop into the Cultural Council voting meeting. I'll make an appearance. Inspect it. What's going on. Michelle could take Anna's confirmation that night.
For which night?
Oh, that Tuesday.
Oh, that's
The 2nd. So.
You're aware of the cultural festival that's taking place next year, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Combination of the Cultural Council and Saugus 411.
Excellent. I love it.
Ought to be great.
That's good.
Oh, nice.
And we will be represented.
They make me proud, the Cultural Council. Thank you.
Oh, they're doing good work. They're doing.
Thank you for helping Saugus. So if I could have a motion to end the meeting, to adjourn the meeting at 6:28 p.m.
Motion to adjourn.
Someone seconds that motion.
Second.
All in favor of adjourning the meeting at 6:28 p.m., say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. So have a great night, Saugus. Happy Thanksgiving. Visit the library.